Hey my friends, this is Daniel Alley, and today I want to talk with you about 7 reasons why you are afraid to create content. Because the reality is that in this new millennium, there's so much content to be made. And if you're afraid to get in front of the camera or write your next blog post or publish a book, there's probably a reason behind those feelings. And in this video, I'm going to give you 7 reasons why you might be holding yourself back from creating content. So please listen up. Alright, so the first reason why you might be struggling to create content is because of the imposter syndrome. And so basically what this means is that whenever you speak, whenever you write, whenever you create content, you feel fake. You don't feel like you're actually the person that you're sharing with the world. And so that is maybe one reason why you haven't been able to produce content yet. Now, to build onto this even further, the second reason why you may not have been able to create content is because you don't feel qualified enough. You know, there's a lot of people who don't feel qualified to share the information that they deeply know. Now, a good example of this is someone who might be in the fitness field. Maybe they feel like they're not qualified because they don't have the certifications, they don't have the awards, they don't have the experience. But I can guarantee you this, they know more than 90% of people in this world. And that's actually the problem, because if you know that you have information that you can share with 90% of the world and you're not doing it, it's only because you don't feel qualified enough to share that information that you actually have. And so what I would encourage you to do is just to start anyways, right? If you don't feel like you're qualified, just do it. Look, for me, I'm not personally qualified to coach people, but I do it all the time, right? I coach millions of people through my videos, through my write-ups, through my books and everything that I do, because I know that I have information that I've learned. I've had so many experiences, I have so much insight and wisdom that I want to share with the rest of the world, and there's nothing that's going to stop me from doing that. So even if you don't feel qualified enough, but you still have information that can benefit at least half the people in this world, go out there and do it anyways. There's nothing in the world that can stop you from doing so except yourself. Now, the third reason why you may not have been able to create content is because you're doing it for the wrong purpose. Look, if you're making content to be rich or to be famous, or you just want to show off your little pretty face, it's never going to work. When you create content, you have to do it for longevity purposes. You have to do it knowing that your work is going to be out there for as long as you live and much longer than that. In other words, I want to make sure that whatever I'm sharing today is going to be relevant for the next 50 years and beyond. Because if it isn't, then there's no point in doing it. You see, a lot of content creation for me has a lot to do with my legacy. I have a reason, I have a purpose, I have a deep meaning behind the content that I share. I know it might not be as appealing as everyone else's, but I know for sure that if the right people see my content in the right perspective, then they're going to be headed into the right direction. And that's all you can ever ask for. So all I'm saying is that if you're trying to create content but you find that you're stuck, it's probably because you're doing it for the wrong reason. Now, the fourth reason why it's difficult to create content is because you're taking the copycat approach. Now, 99% of people fail when it comes to creating content because they're copying other people every single time. They're using the same ideas, they're copying the same graphics, and they're using the same type of videos that everyone else is doing. But my friends, if you're trying to be like everyone else, then who's going to be you? Stop comparing yourself to other people and start preparing for your own uniqueness. Start understanding that you have something different that no one else has ever done. And if you just want to copy someone else, eventually you're going to burn out. Eventually you're going to feel like an imposter. Eventually you're going to feel like you don't have enough of what it takes to keep on going, keep on flowing, and keep on knowing that you're doing the right thing. So stop copying other people. Become the best version of yourself and give the world something that they've never seen before. Now, this actually leads us into the fifth reason, because one of the biggest prohibitors of creating content is the feeling of competition. You know, a lot of times people say, well, Daniel, I can't create content because everyone else is doing it. And that's why I'm copying other people. Or that's why I'm feeling like I'm an imposter. And that's why I can't really produce, because I don't know if my stuff is different. But here's what I want to say to that. you have something very unique. You have something very special. There's something that's different about you that you have to begin to understand. Write down the qualities that you have that make you different from other people. And once you make this list, you're gonna realize that there's no competition at all. You see, this is the problem that I had when I started. I thought everyone was doing exactly what it is that I wanted to do, until I looked at all my differences, until I understood my own uniqueness, until I realized that I was a completely different person and no one was going to be able to do the thing that I knew that I was called to do. So all I'm saying is to embrace your own uniqueness, because there's no competition for the person who is meant to win. Alright, so the sixth reason why you may not have been able to create content is because you've been using the time commitment excuse. You've been saying, I don't have the time to write a book. I don't have the time to develop a website for my brand. I don't have the time to get on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or any of the other platforms because it's time intensive. My friends, if you believe that it takes too much time to create content, then it's never gonna get done, because all you're gonna end up doing is evaluating whether or not it's worth it. Now, if you're always asking the question, is it worth it? The reality is that you might be doing it for the wrong reason. Look, my friends, social media is the greatest way to share your message with the world. And if you don't have the time to put together your knowledge on paper or on video, then there's no point in creating content. You have to take the time and energy required to create the content you desire. There's nothing that's gonna get done unless you put your commitment into it. So understand that an hour a day will keep all your fears away. And what this basically means is that you need to allocate at least 1 hour every single day to create content. Spend an hour today on making videos, an hour tomorrow writing articles, another hour shooting photos. Do whatever you can to create a constant flow of momentum so you can begin to get your content out there for the world to see. And the seventh and final reason why you might be struggling to create content is because of financial reasons. Perhaps you know you have the time, you know you have the energy, you know you have the content, but you're questioning whether or not it's worth the money. Guys, look, if this is your biggest concern, then again, you're probably doing it for the wrong reasons. When I create content, I'm not standing in front of the camera and saying, okay, this video is worth $10,000. That is not how you approach the game. Whenever you're making content, you have to understand that it's a very creative process. And if you're putting money first as your main motive, then you're never gonna get it done. Because the moment you step on camera and the moment you begin to write, you'll realize that you're not going to get paid immediately. And that's why it's so easy to start creating content. Anyone can do it. The barrier to entry is very low. Anyone can start right now. As long as you have a phone, as long as you have a computer, you can get it done. But the moment you start to think about how much money you can make from it is the moment you will begin to fail. Now, I understand that creating content can lead to money, and I do make a lot of money because of the content I create. But I never want you to think that it's a primary reason to begin creating content. You see, whenever you create content, you're doing it for love. You're not doing it for money. You're doing it to benefit the other people in society. So create content from the heart, create it from the soul, and eventually you will be able to reach all of your goals. So whenever you're creating content, do it from the heart more than you do it from the mind. Because if you do it from the heart, you're gonna help people, you're gonna care about what you're doing. But if you do it from the mind, you're gonna be thinking about, well, how much is this gonna be worth? And let me calculate the cost of making this video. And you're gonna lose track of what it is that you know you were meant to do. So always create content with the right intentions, because the right intentions will always take you into the right directions. And as you keep on going into the right direction, eventually you will receive your monetary reward. So there you go, my friends. I just shared 7 things that stop most people from creating content. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to share it with someone else who also needs it. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification button when you can. If you really benefited from this video, make sure to type yes in the comment section below. And if you have any questions, please write me an email at info@danielalley.com. Again, this is Daniel Alley. I look forward to your success I look forward to your prosperity. I look forward to the content you create for the rest of humanity. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.